Hey, so the first step for me is to open up Adobe Photoshop. This is my program that I'm most comfortable with, so I'm going to use it. Some of you might not have this program, but that is okay. I believe that the other editing sites, such as GIMP, are similar. I haven't tried them, but I'm sure. So firstly, I have an image of me walking and Abbey Road with the Beatles. I'm going to go into the image of me walking first. I'm going to select my quick selection tool. I'm going to zoom in a little. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over the areas of my body that I would like to take out of the background so that we can get an overall view of just me so that I can put me into that Abbey Road photo. So I'm continuing to do so here. I will get my head in. This is sort of like a rough, quick fix. I will jump to one that I've done a little bit more in detail. If you want to eliminate more of an area that you highlighted on accident, you press Option on the Mac keyboard and you can unselect some of the pixels that were selected before. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do select inverse and I'm going to delete the background. But as another thing I could do is select and mask. I can smooth it out and then delete it so it's less chunky. Then I'm going to do Command D, which is deselect. For the purposes of this piece, I'm going to show you that I have another one right here that's a little bit more perfectly cut out. Now I'm going to go into Abbey Road, same tool, quick selection. I'm going to select one of the people that are in this photo, one of the Beatles. Please do not judge me on the fact that I am not quite sure which one's this name is, but overall, we are fully selected. I am going to delete them out of the photo, and then I'm going to go into my healing brush tool, which is one of the options that you'll see. It looks sort of like a band-aid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the scale of my brush by using the bracket keys on the keyboard. I'm going to press Option and click, and then I'm going to put back in the road that we see here over the empty space that is now there from me removing the person. So now that we are doing that, I'm just going to keep going through here, get it all sorted. Again, there, okay. I'm changing the size of my brush by using the brackets on the keyboard, and I'm just making sure that I'm filling in sort of all the pixels that I want to ensure are visible or invisible based on how this is going. And in order to see where I'm at, I'm going to go back to my picture of myself. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to drag over the Abbey Road, and I'm going to place me in. Ooh, wow, I'm super big. So what I'm going to do is Command T, which is transform, and then I'm going to minimize the size of my person and sort of, well, me, and sort of go in here and try to make myself like the same size as the Beatles. I'm going to rotate it a little bit to try to match up my feet. And this will give me a better idea of the parts of this image that I still need to fill in. As you can see where his legs are and right here. But the shadow matches up quite nicely, so that's a pretty awesome feature. So I'm going to click this little eyeball and I'm going to turn myself off. And then I'm going to go back in here. For the purposes of this road portion, I'm going to just cut a piece out. Command C, Command Shift V. Command C, Command Shift V to get a piece that I can then move. So I'm going to go into my move tool and I'm going to move this up here, maybe make it a little bit smaller, and then sort of fill in again the parts of this walkway, sidewalk crossing that I'm not going to want to be open and visible for the viewer. So now I'm going to combine these layers together. I'm going to turn myself back on for a second. So that's pretty good. I'm getting closer here. So now I'm going to go back in and finish spot healing the remainder of my area where my image is not going to cover. So I'm going to continue going in here. As you can see, it's pulling and building pixels based on the content around it, which is sort of why you're getting this blurriness as well, because it's pulling colors and it's slightly just confused kind of, but for the most part, you get a overall idea of what's going on. And I'm going to show you one more tool that will sort of help us